These are 30 money tips that I've learned probably over the past decade, and they've helped me to make better financial decisions. So if you are doing one of these things, make sure you keep doing it. But if you are not, make sure you add this to your to-do list, because these things can help you save money, a lot of money down the line. So let's get right into it. Appreciate what you have and stop comparing yourself to all the celebrities and influencers that you see in front of a rented McLaren on social media. A lot of times people do not actually have these expensive cars or luxury items. Make sure that you are just appreciate what you have and continue to grow every single day. Identify bad money habits that have been passed down to you from your parents or your parental figures, and make sure that you are not continuing to follow those bad habits. For instance, let's just say your parents or parental figures were bad at budgeting and purchasing unnecessary expensive items when you were younger. Make sure you're not doing the same thing and just learn from their mistakes. Lifestyle inflation is a real thing. Typically, when our salary increases, we tend to increase the price of the car we drive, the house we live in, and all of these other things, especially luxury goods. Make sure that you maintain your budget as you increase your salary, and you'll gradually save money by accident. Teaching people who know less than you about money is a great way to learn how to actually manage money. I teach my nephew actually how to trade, and I've learned more about trading from just teaching him than I have in school learning about bonds, stocks, and other investments, mutual funds, all those good things. And so make sure you're constantly teaching and don't harbor any information, because you can always continue to learn something by just teaching those who know less than you. Some of the wealthiest people in the world dress like they're going to Target. Make sure that you're not purchasing or dressing a certain way to impress people who really don't care. Pay off high interest debt first and then cascade from there. Then make sure that you pay off your lowest loan amounts first. Like, let's just say your car is lower than your student loans. Make sure you pay that off first, then your student loans, then your mortgage, because you will get the momentum and the confidence to pay off those larger loans. Budgeting and saving is just as important as increasing your income. Make sure you're making a monthly or quarterly budget, and you are checking that budget weekly to make sure that you're just keeping up with your budget. Open a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA sooner than later. The sooner you start, the more you can compound over time. Everyone should have a written will, no matter how old you are, especially if you have assets. Make sure that there is somebody who knows what is going to happen at the untimely day of your passing. And speaking of will, if you don't already have whole or term life insurance, make sure you have that. I know we all don't expect to pass away today or tomorrow, but unforeseen circumstances can always occur, and you don't want to leave your family or your friends having to pay for your funeral costs. Make sure that you have insurance to cover all those costs and to take care of the people who you care about the most. Pay off your credit card debt every single month. Make sure that you're avoiding the interest rates. Invest in yourself. No one is more of an advocate for your financial success than you are. If you need to take classes or certifications, or you need to do testing to improve and educate yourself, make sure you're doing that, because nobody else is going to fund your success and care about your success like you are. Mentorship is extremely important. It's probably more important than you think it is. Honestly, opt in to pay that $500 or however much to get into an organization or a group of like-minded people, or people who you want to have net worths similar as, and that you don't already. So let's just say you do have a net worth of, I don't know, under $100,000 or $500,000, and you want to get surrounded by people who have a 7 to 8 figure net worth. Make sure that you are finding ways to get yourself around those people. And if that does come at a cost, then pay that amount. Invest in your personal health. If your mind and body are healthy, odds are your pockets will be too. Money is money. Only poor people refuse to do work that is beneath them. Multimillionaires do not turn down $10,000 offers, all because they have a 7 or 8 figure net worth. Build an emergency savings fund, and always have an emergency savings fund, and don't take from it. You never know when your car or house or even your body is going to have unexpected expenses come up. Make sure that you always have a plan to take care of those in the event that they do happen. No matter how much money you make, it is super important to give back. Sometimes giving money isn't necessarily what you want to do. Then give your time. Your time is way more valuable than your money. Build your credit. Credit is a very important measure, especially when it comes to borrowing money from lenders. Keeping your credit utilization and building a credit history are the two ways to get your credit score up to where it needs to be. You can probably find a lot of good quality items secondhand on Facebook Marketplace or Goodwill. There is no need to purchase a standing desk that is $200, a new standing desk that is $200, as opposed to just going to Goodwill and getting one for $15. Set your recurring bills on autopay. Therefore, when it comes to your utilities or when it comes to your mortgage or rent, you always have that paid on time. Sometimes the expenses, sometimes the penalties that come along with those late fees can be even more than the expense itself. So make sure you always have those on autopay to avoid those late fees. Never count future money. If you have money coming in for a client or from a bonus or from the government, let's just say for a tax refund, never count that money because it may never come. You have to deal with the money that you have today. So use that to pay off whatever you need to pay off. Start being a savvy online shopper. I know I always look for deals or coupons. Just take the extra 5 minutes when you're about to check out and look for coupons online. 50% of the time, there is going to be a place where you can get coupons or promo codes to reduce the price of whatever you're buying. If you are starting a business or you know you're going to start creating and selling services or goods and you will need equipment, make sure you're registering whatever your service or business is as a business with tax implications. And that means that you can start writing off your expenses and I'll save you a lot of money in the long run. If you do not have a high yield savings account, then go get one right after this video. If you're just letting your money sit in a regular savings account and not accrue any interest or very, very minimal percentage of interest, then I don't know what you're doing. Go get a high yield savings account right now. Your mindset when it comes to increasing the money in your bank account is just as important as the actions behind it. This one is very important to me. If you can't look at your accounts on a daily basis, that means you have a very bad relationship with your money and you have to learn how to create and foster a better relationship with your money. If you can't look at your trading account and stomach that decrease, then you have to learn how to remove that emotional attachment that you have towards that money and start logically creating ways that you can build, right, for that money. If you are going out on the weekends and that next Monday you can't stomach looking at your bank account, you obviously need to stop doing all of that spending. Find a way to have a better relationship with your money. If you have to wait 2 weeks to get paid to look at your bank account, then you have a bad relationship with your money. Make sure that you find ways to create a better relationship with your money. The number in your bank account is like a goal, right? And if you can't look at that goal board on a daily basis, then how are you going to increase or move towards a higher goal? You absolutely have to be able to check your accounts and not get that nervousness when it comes, or that anxiety when it comes to checking your accounts. Cut back on impulse spending. There's a quote about purchasing logically versus purchasing things emotionally, but rule of thumb, if you can't live without it, then it's a need and those should be prioritized before your wants. Bank with your local credit union or Navy Fed. Oftentimes, they will give you lower interest rates on personal and business loans than larger banks like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. If you have a high yield savings account earning you 5% annually, then you put $1 million in that account. That is $50,000 every year that you'll be earning just on interest. How much money would it take for you to stop working and just live off of the interest that you've built from your account? And finally, give yourself a lot of grace. Saving money and making money is hard for a lot of people, and you have probably come a long way. Just make sure that you're continuing to grow every day and continue to progress, and you'll be all right.